everyone, thank you for tuning into this episode of Tech Tips. Today we're going to be going over the taper mount suppressors that from Griffin Armament. I'm just going to quickly swing through these and then we're going to transition to the Recce suppressors. So off to your left, I have the Recce 7 and the Recce 5K. In the box, we have a Recce 5. We're going to do an unboxing here in a minute. Also the Paladin series, which features the ratchet lock end cap. So these are user maintainable. They're kind of thought of as user maintainable versions of the Recces. Although the Recces have fully welded baffle stacks, the Paladin does not for taking it apart. So we've got a Paladin 300 and a Paladin 5. And then also to the right, we have the Explorer 300 and the Explorer, the 223 version, the 556 version of the Explorer, which is the Explorer 2 and the Explorer 300 basically. And then I have all of the muzzle devices in front of us here, which there is a ton of taper mount muzzle devices. It's probably our most prolific mounting system. We've been doing it for over 10 years. We've done some enhancements on the mounting system as well. So all the Griffin taper mount suppressors feature our kind of Gen 2 taper mount rapid index feature. So there's actually a lead on the threads, or I'm sorry, on the taper itself. So there's kind of a choke point inside of the bore. And what that does is when you slip it onto the mounting system, it kind of automatically centers it so that when you go to screw it on, it's just easier and faster. So we've been kind of doing that second gen mounting system on our suppressors for the last several years. If you're someone that has early gen taper mounts, the mounts themselves are compatible with the new mounting system, so no need to worry with that. But anyways, going quickly through the mounting family system, which there's a lot here, all the different muzzle devices. We've got the Paladin 2-port brake. This is best for your bolt action rifles, your precision rifles, stuff like that. If you want maximum braking performance. That also gives you 2 sacrificial baffles for your suppressor that helps split gas off to the sides and unburned particles so that your baffles are going to wear down slower. So essentially you're going to have a little bit longer service life to the suppressor. Then we have a slotted kind of military style flash hider here. It's like a enhanced birdcage flash hider with rebar cutters on the front. We have a 3-prong minimalist taper mount here. So that is a short, high efficiency anti-resonance flash hider. We also make that in 6AL4V titanium. So a super lightweight version of that as well for people that like lightweight stuff. We have the Hammer Comp, which is the next generation of the Hammer Comp. This features forward flowing vents, a flush integrated flash hider end cap, and just a cool piece there. That's what you'd consider a hybrid compensator. So it does a little bit of flash hiding, but also muzzle braking and muzzle control performance. Then we've got our long 2.25 inch flash hider. We actually have one not pictured, which is our extra long one for the 13.7 5.56 rifles. That features a little shank on the end here and slightly longer tines as well. So that's our 2.25. Then we have our military 3-prong blank firing adapter compatible flash hider. So this is compatible for training. So if you're law enforcement or government and you want to have a training compatible flash hider, something that you can put a blank firing adapter on, that's the option there. Then we've got the Flash Comp, which is another hybrid device similar to the Hammer Comp, except there's flash tines on the end of that as well to kill a little bit more flash. It's a little bit longer, similar to the Hammer Comp. I kind of like the Flash Comp a little bit better, but you know, to each their own. The tactical compensator, which is my favorite device. This is a laser welded 2-piece low pro flash hider and features a bunch of little holes to kind of gently disperse the concussion and keep the flash low. Then we've also got the linear compensator. I believe we're one of the only suppressor companies that offers a linear compensator. So if you want, you know, the quietest muzzle, both with the silencer on and off, then this would be your option for that because it limits the side concussion a lot, pushes all the concussion out the front. Then on this other row here, going right to left, we've got the single port kind of reflex muzzle device. So this actually fits over the barrel on a 5.56 barrel by about 1/2 inch. So it kind of just keeps your 14.5s or whatever barrel length you have just that little bit shorter even. Then we've got the easy brake, a 2-port easy brake. This is actually what comes with the Recce suppressors and some of these other ones, I believe. Then we've got the single port minimalist. This actually has directional ports, so this does need to be timed. The easy brake is the only one that doesn't need to be timed. So this is the easy brake, and the flash hiders don't come with timing shims because you can clock them any position. Doesn't matter. The single port muzzle brake though, like I said, available in titanium. That's the lightest weight option we have. It's less than an ounce. But we also do it in 17.4 stainless steel, which is what all these are. And then we have a taper mount direct thread adapter. So if you want to buy a direct thread adapter because maybe you have some direct thread rifles and you just want to screw that into the back of your taper mount suppressor, basically convert it to a direct thread, then you can move your direct thread can around. That's what this one is for. And same here, although this is a larger thread pitch. So quite a bit there. If you want to look at all the data on all this stuff, go to griffinarmament.com. Check out all the individual product SKUs. There's a, on the main menu nav bar, it'll show you mounting systems and stuff like that. You can look at taper mounts and look at all that stuff. All these are available in different thread pitches, different calibers, all of that. So you're going to need to do a little bit of your own research. So suppressor wise though, these are what feature that interface. And next we're going to be rolling into the Recce family of suppressors. So we're going to talk about the Recce family of suppressors. In front of me I have a Recce 5 in the box. I'm going to do the unboxing. I have a Recce 7 here and a Recce 5K here. They're all boxed pretty much the same way. So first we will take out some stuff in the box. There is a quality assurance card that shows you that talks about your suppressor being test fired at the factory for quality assurance. We do that for, you know, not only checking POI shift, but also durability, making sure the product was properly welded, everything like that. So mounting systems correct, etc. So that check is really good for us and you. Make sure you get a quality product. So there's a little disclaimer for that. Also, we have QR code manuals. So these manuals, you just scan them with your smartphone, pull up your camera app, scan them, that'll bounce to a PDF downloadable manual page. And if you flip it over, there is a video tutorial like this. So if you'd rather watch a video, that's great. Then we have the suppressor alignment check rod card. This talks about how to perform a suppressor alignment rod check to make sure that your suppressor is properly installed, that your firearm and suppressor combination is working, and that essentially you're not going to have any baffle strikes or anything like that. There's a lot of apprehension to new users that are putting a suppressor on for the first time. You know, I've seen it in the forums and whatnot, where people are like, you know, do you think this is okay? You know, whatever. But do yourself a favor, go to griffinarmament.com, type in suppressor rods. You'll find the product page. You can read about it. Obviously, you can read about it here. I think we've done a video on it as well, but that's good education. Bunch of stickers in here. So there's that, fun. And then you got a nice foam padded box so that your product's going to be in good condition as you would expect as you receive it. And then here is what really matters, which is the suppressor and the muzzle device. So here is the suppressor, the Recce 5. Fully 17.4 stainless steel, heat treated, just like the Recce 7 and the Recce 5K. The muzzle device that comes with is the easy brake. So there's no shims provided with that. You don't need to worry about clocking it and orienting the muzzle device a certain way. So you just spin it on, put it onto the proper torque that the manual references, which is 35 foot-pounds or so for a 1/2 inch thread and 45 foot-pounds or so for a 5/8 thread, or an 18x1 metric or a 3/4 24. Basically the bigger threads require more torque. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna just stack these up quick and show you guys the height differences. So we've got the Recce 7 on your left. This is the 30 caliber version. So this is good for your 308 Winchester, you know, all that kind of stuff. 7mm mag, 300 Win Mag, etc. This thing is 17.5 ounces and 7.6 inches in length. All these suppressors feature our EcoFlow baffle technology, which is a patented baffle, which is tuned to reduce back pressure on the host weapon and the calibers that these things were designed for, such that you have an optimal sound pressure level in the environment of the gun. So we're not optimizing the muzzle or the ears, we're kind of trying to tune it all so that the environment for the shooter is is nice and optimal. But that's gonna mean that you're gonna have minimal increase to bolt speed, minimal effect on reliability to the firearm, and a great function of sound pressure, but also flash reduction too. We do a lot of tuning with flash reduction. So we're just trying to give you the guys the best optimized experience. And that's what those EcoFlow baffles are all about. We put a lot of time and money into researching and developing that stuff. But yes, so this is the 30 cal version, 17.5 ounces, 7.6 inches in length. These suppressors are 17.4 stainless steel, H900 heat treated. Then you get the Recce 5, which is the 5.56 or 223 caliber version. This is 14.5 ounces and 6.2 inches in length. And then you get the Recce 5K. This is the shortest guy. This is 5.8 inches in length and 13.7 ounces. Only visual difference between these two is that the Recce 5 and 7 feature the Low Pro flash hider, which is a design patent, and the Recce 5 features a different design patented front cap, but they basically perform similarly in our testing, but we decided to put this one on this. So there you go. This Recce 5K also does interface with our dual lock armorer's wrench. So there is that. There is also armorer's wrenches for the 5 and 7. And basically what those are is if you get them stuck on the gun because you don't like to do maintenance, then you can take them off easily. But anyway, that's the overview of the suppressor. If you want to see sound testing on any of these suppressors, click a link in the description. There will be a link, I believe, to the Recce 5K sound test or one of these Recce 5s. But we have a whole playlist on sound testing. We do tons of this. So there's videos out on all of these products for that. So next we're going to get into maintenance. So I have a Griffin rifle in front of me. This has the taper mount tactical compensator muzzle device on it. One of my personal favorites. And so I'm just gonna demo you the mounting for this. What we're gonna do is just take the silencer, kind of plunk it on the top of the threads, it'll stop, and then just start turning. So obviously really simple. Once the taper on the muzzle device engages with the taper on the inside of the suppressor, it'll kind of squish up nice. You'll feel it kind of lock up nice and tight. Now you can shoot it, do your semi-auto, full auto, whatever you want to do. Make sure that the suppressor cools to ambient temperature though before you go to remove it, because we don't want to burn ourselves. But this comes off nice and easy, even when they're dirty. This I put on kind of dry just to show you guys, you know, with the close-ups from the camera, the different geometries here. But really what we recommend people do for using these suppressors, mounting them and whatnot, is to use some sort of anti-seize product. We have what we call a 2000 degree Fahrenheit rated high temperature anti-seize on our website. This works for full autos, belt fed, you name it. But you basically just take a small dab of this, run it on the inside of the taper and the thread area of your suppressor or the outside of your muzzle device, either or. And then screw that on, you know, shoot it. It'll be really easy to take it off. If you have a dry interface on the suppressor, that goes for anything, whether it's dual lock or pistons on a pistol suppressor or whatever, direct thread taper mount, you know, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult to remove, you know, than something that's actually protected by an anti-seize. So we do recommend that people use anti-seizes. Other than that, for cleaning the suppressor, it is fully welded and sealed, so there's no way to pop it apart or anything like that. With rifle projectiles, they're very clean for the most part. There's not a whole lot of reason to clean this thing in terms of like dumping in an ultrasonic cleaner, etc. Unless you're shooting thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds, which most people don't. So if you want to clean this thing, really the best way to clean it is just to focus on the interface. If your interface, that means the ID of this product and the outside diameter of the muzzle device, if those are dirty and full of carbon and little copper bits and things like that, then you're going to have potential accuracy issues, or it's just gonna get really hard to come on and come off. You might eventually damage the threads. So we wanna keep those areas clean. And how I do that is using one of our 1-inch brushes that's available on our silencer maintenance page of our website. So you can go check that out. But you just run this in here. There's a 1-inch version. We sell multiple versions of this brush, but this is the 1-inch version. And basically just rotate it in and out. Make sure that you clean that then run a paper towel in there, you know, get the grime out of there, clean it out, re-lubricate it. Same thing goes for the muzzle device. You want to make sure that this taper here is clean. You want to take a brass brush to that and actually brush that and clean that surface. You know, take a towel, clean it off, and then re-lubricate it. So that's pretty much it. There's not a lot of maintenance involved. Just keep the muzzle device clean. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something. And if you would subscribe to our page, we'd greatly appreciate that. We try to pump out decent content every now and then that helps everybody out, regardless if you buy a Griffin silencer or somebody else's. So catch you next time. Happy shooting.